Live at Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. This is Sooner Sports Talk on the Sooner Sports Network from Learfield.
Stripped by Godwin, breakaway, Sam Godwin, hammer! Godwin picked the pocket.
Wing to Verhulst, quick release three, swish.
Fierce, pull up three for the tie, foul! He hit it! He hit it! Miles, pump fake, steps left, open three for the lead, got it! He knocked the bottom out of it, and the Sooners lead it! Northweather for three, Big Luke! Big Luke! Bam! Throw ahead to Moore, Moore with the breakaway, he'll dunk it, and you can unhitch the wagon! You can unhitch the wagon! Put the ponies in the barn!
This is Sooner Sports Talk.
How do we have a montage and not have a Bryson Goodine three-pointer in the middle of there somewhere? That's an error on us. Welcome, everyone, to Sooner Sports Talk. Let's talk some basketball now. Please welcome the head coach of the Sooners, Porter Moser, everybody. Howdy, Coach.
Hey, Toby, how are you doing?
I'm great.
Hey, after last game, you might have a Bryson Goodine 4-point play montage.
That's exactly right. The sharpshooter extraordinaire himself, Bryson Goodine, is here with us for the first segment as well. How are we doing, Bryson?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. That 4-point play was a lot of fun. That was like an exclamation point on Saturday.
Good hustle play by Dane.
That's right. Yeah.
And I love that. I just feel like the guys have been connected so much. Just for him to say that right there, because I know Dayton's coming on next, but we talked about in the film session, it was such a 50-50 ball by Dayton. Two Mississippi State players are about to get it, and here comes flying in. Dayton got it, kicked it to Bryson, and Bryson, who's just always locked and loaded. Right, it was a big 4-point play, but my takeaway right away, he talked about Dayton's 50-50 ball.
Coach, congratulations on the win over Mississippi State on Saturday. Just tell me about where we're looking at some highlights here of Bryson, but boy, I know it's one you needed, but felt good too.
You know, for sure, because the narrative, like right there was an out-of-bounds play that we screened our own man for Bryson on an inbound play. That was a thing we call Cardinal, but without a doubt, we played, and it started with Jeremiah and Jalen, played the right way. I mean, I watched film with Jeremiah one-on-one. Like, he had so many times where he was under control when he got to the paint. He drove to the paint, and he wasn't like he left his feet. He had so many paint touches, stop, kick it for threes, and he was so much under control. And that spread through everybody. We had 18 assists, opposed to a couple games in this 5-game drought. We've had 8 assists, 9 assists, 6 assists. Like, we had 18 we had 93 points, missed 10 free throws against one of the top defensive teams in Mississippi State. And it all started with Jeremiah and Jalen playing the right way. And I felt we were really, really connected and stayed positive. The next one you saw right there was Sam Godwin. For Sam, you know, to have that, that was his best game since Oklahoma State.
Sure.
And he started out finishing, made 7 of 8. I can't tell you how much value it has when you get that kind of production. And then I thought Mo had 5 points. So he had 22 points between the 5 spot when we've had sometimes games with like 7 total. And I thought it was a difference. But, like, you know, I thought a lot of guys, we just played connected, and we need to build on it because the narrative, you know, when you go through a losing streak can be negative, and you just got to you got to choose the path in life to stay positive. And these guys have. I can't tell you how in the locker room them fighting through some things to stay positive and get this win.
Bryson, what was the feel in the locker room after the game?
After the game, it was obviously we're very happy we won, but we know that the job wasn't done with that one, and we're gonna keep. We seem determined to get the next game.
Yeah, I've asked Coach a few times when you're going through the tough time here, is the team staying together? And from the outside, it really looked like you guys were. Can you attest to that?
Yeah, our theme has been resilience. That's our team's theme for the past few weeks. Just no matter what happens, just put your head down and keep trying to make things happen.
I got to ask you, I was a 2-guard in my not very esteemed playing days. I got to know, what's it like when you're in a zone when you hit 9 threes like you did against Texas A&M?
Well, I feel like those kind of plays are like the easy ones. I feel like what really gets me going is if I'm making plays on defense and rebounding the ball and the ball is moving with energy.
Make your heart happy to hit it.
I love Bryson. I love Bryson like a son, but that's a coach's answer right there.
Right. He's being humble.
You know, ask me the same question.
What's
I was
the
a
most
shooter.
What's the most threes you made in a game? You were a great shooter at Creighton.
At Creighton, 6.
6. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
a zone. That is officially a zone. So what's that feel like?
Give it to me again, so you can be honest. If you're getting it like that, you want it again. You want it. Yeah. You're shot ready. You're ready to again. I was not thinking about defense when I hit 6 in a row.
They say the basket looks like a swimming pool when you're that hot. So that's fun. I want to ask you both about Duke, because one of the plays that will forever be remembered, especially since you ended up winning the game, is Duke diving for the ball and then he's spitting chiclets everywhere on the floor. Busted 2 teeth out. I guess he's gotten them fixed. Is he good to go now?
Yeah. He got him fixed. He didn't go contact today because he's swollen around the mouth area, and yeah. I know.
What a hustle play,
I'm
though.
going to share this with you here because I've seen a lot of the people that come here. I walked into the film session today, and Duke had a COVID mask on. So I go, Duke, are you sick? He goes, no, my lips are swollen. So now the COVID mask has another usage now to hide up swollen lips.
It's a vanity mask. Yeah. Well, how about the play, though, Coach? I mean, he didn't come up with the ball, but the effort was amazing.
You know what? It sends a tone, though. You know, it's just they both were running there, and he just tried to get it. And earlier this year, he got one of those, if you remember, but he didn't get it. And but like everybody was just, with him with that kind of effort. I tell you what, you know what? An unheralded play, too, that's really, I don't know why I'm thinking. Duke's how about the photographer getting the picture with the teeth falling out? Have you seen the photographer? How do you get that shot? That was an amazing photography shot.
It was, yeah. It was gross, but it was amazing. Have you guys given him a hard time at all, Bryson?
No.
About what?
Yeah. I mean, just the teeth. He's missing his front teeth there for a day.
No, he put his whole life on the line for us. So.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh, it was awesome. Before we lose you, Kentucky coming up on Wednesday. You excited about this?
Yes, sir. We're going to try to play harder than them every possession. I think if we play harder and we're more connected, we'll win.
How are you adjusting to life in the Midwest or South or whatever you call Oklahoma?
That's different, but I enjoy it.
You've lived and played, as far as I know, your whole career up in kind of the northeast part of the United States. So you're doing good down here in Central.
Yeah, it's a change of scenery.
Central USA. Yeah, that's fun. He's an awesome young man, isn't he?
I saw him walking with shorts, so yeah, he's loving it. When it's wintertime, you look like he's in the North Pole. He's got everything on and everything. So for him to walk in with shorts, he's loving the change of weather. But I tell you one thing about coaching him, though, is he's so humble, but he wants to be coached. He wants to be good, and he so much wants our team to do well. And is much more than just saying it. And that's what I try to let these young guys know, that there's one thing, you let your actions speak by the words. He's one of the hardest guys in practice every day that comes to work practicing every day.
I want to ask both of you before we have Dayton up here about the team going to his jersey retirement ceremony. If you guys don't know, Dayton Forsythe had his jersey retired at Dale High School this past week. And I think you surprised him, right? You didn't know you were coming? Or?
Yeah, so we got together without him knowing it. And so we had practice, and then we all kind of said, hey, Dayton, have a good night. This is Friday before the Mississippi State game. And we had the big Sooner bus, so he left, went on to Dale, and then our whole team went to Dale. And at halftime, like it was 3 minutes before half, and all of a sudden, here comes our whole team walking into Dale High School. And the entire, like you just saw the whole gym look and our guys. It was really a cool scene. And I think Dayton was emotionally choked up. And then we were all there front row for when he got his Hall of Fame jersey retired. And, it just shows you the guy. We're in the middle of a 5-game losing streak. You hear all these narratives. And I'm telling you, the guys, it stinks for everybody. No one, losing. But, I mean, these guys are giving everything they got. And for them to go to his thing, there's the picture right there. What'd you think?
I thought it was cool to see his prior family, and just really, I was really impressed with all his accomplishments that his coach announced.
Yeah.
So he had a long list of accomplishments.
Oklahoma high school legend forever he will be, and he's starting to do it for the Sooners as well. He's getting more and more playing time for
winning plays. Yeah. He makes winning plays, and that's what you need. And we got 2 freshman guards in there a bunch.
Yeah.
And to them to get this experience and play winning plays. But like that 50-50 ball is a winning play. He went and got a thing in the press, got fouled, winning play, and he made a big shot off the bench. He just does that. He's a winner. He's been in winning stages a long time in his life.
Bryson, the pursuit of the NCAA tournament, what does that mean to you?
One game at a time. And in the game, we call it 4-minute battles. We're going to try to win each one of those. Instead of just looking at the game like, oh, we have to win all these games to get there. We're going to take it step by step.
Is it a motivation for you, though, to get there?
Yeah, the process is amazing.
Yeah.
Love the process.
Yeah. Could you talk about it with your team?
Yeah, absolutely. I said today, you get 2 weeks from now, then, certain times you might have, like last year, for instance, I thought we had to beat Cincinnati. We did for every rhyme and reason we were in, and all of a sudden all these bid steals, and it was out of our hands. Like right now, I told the team, today's like an NCAA tournament game. Mm-hmm. Like if you win, you advance. If you win, like everything matters. It's for those guys. And here's the other thing, the narrative. You hear all these narratives. And like going into the LSU game, we were considered in. We've got to be chasing everything. Then even now, and we've got to fill the arena. We've got to play at our best. We've got to have everything matters because there's still so much that's in our control. There's a lot of teams that are out there right now that's not in their control. Mm. We got a tough pass. We got like ranked teams all the way through, but it's in our control. Like we have to control some things, and our guys know that about Kentucky coming up.
Opening segment brought to you by McIntyre Law, Noble McIntyre at McIntyre Law, the law firm you should turn to for all your personal injury needs. Bryson, thanks for joining us tonight.
Appreciate you.
Keep making jumpers. Let's go for 10 against Kentucky. How about that?
That would be nice.
I think the day you hit 9, you were here that week before, so this is going to be your good luck charm against the Wildcats coming up. Bryson Goodine, everybody. Stay with us. Dayton Forsyth going to join us next.
Sooner Sports Talk is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. Riverwind Casino. Good times, great rewards. Dos Equis, the official import beer of OU Athletics. Go for Dos. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Bob Moore Ford is proud to honor service members through the Patriot of the Game. Log on to Soonersports.com/kids for information about joining the Sooner Kids Club presented by OG&E and brought to you in part by Orthodontics exclusively, Mathis Home, and Devon Energy.
Welcome back to Rudy's, everybody. This segment is brought to you by Dos Equis, the official import beer of OU Athletics. Go for Dos. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Please welcome now freshman Dayton Forsyth, everybody. How are we doing, Dayton?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good to see you. I was just going to see if he called me Todd again like the last time. He didn't this time.
He's laid the table up for you.
Yeah, I teed you up.
I
teed you up, Dennis. That was good. Hey, man, tell me about the jersey. We heard Bryson and Coach talking about it. What did it mean to you to see the team walk in Friday night?
It was super special. I think them showing up like that, I think it tells you all you need to know about the group of guys we have and coaches we have. It really is one big family. We really do care about each other. Like he said earlier, he was talking about we were in the middle of a 5-game losing streak. We could have split up, but instead we went the opposite direction. And I feel like this past week we've became even closer together. We started trusting each other, and I think it's starting to show on the court.
Yeah, that's a great picture of the jersey. You were 33 at Dale?
Yes, sir.
That's right. And you can't wear that here because of Stacy. Is that right? Is that did you ask?
That is correct.
Yeah. Did you ask Stacy?
I did.
You did, and he said no.
Yes.
Stacy, come on. Hey, 7 looks good on you, though. By the way,
seven's great.
We'll see if we can wear
You're
down
going to make
Stacy.
that number.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. We'll retire 7.
I was going to say, how many times do guys have 2 different numbers retired? I'm putting a lot on you now. You're a freshman.
We got 2 23s in the rafters, so there's no reason we can't have 2 33s in the rafters too. But we'll work on that for another day. Coach, I know last time we had Dayton on, he was just kind of emerging for you, and now he's playing almost 20 minutes a game. He's become a big part of what you're doing out there.
He's a great example of just every day coming to work, trying to make your minutes. Like, don't count your minutes, make your minutes count. You know, if your game's right, your mind's right. Dayton is, even when games were as early in the year where his minutes weren't there, he wasn't pouting. He wasn't sitting there with the thing. He's worked his way through it, and he's earned everything that's come his way. And when he's got his opportunity, his mind was in such a great place. And just it's probably all he's known his whole life is just work hard, stay positive, keep working. And what he does is he makes winning plays. He makes winning plays, and that's what winners do. And he understands that winning plays is more than making just a big shot. Winning plays is a loose ball. Winning plays is being on top of the scouting, know that you got to get in on a ball screen coverage. Winning plays is setting yourself up to get a catch in the right area. So he does a lot of that, and I think he's also he builds trust in the guys that he just is going to play that hard all the time.
One of the things he does do very well is make three-pointers, and he made another big one against Mississippi State as we rolled the tape on Saturday as well. Dayton, take me through this possession late in the game.
No, that was I watched film today with Brock, and we were having really good possessions at this time in the game, and it just so happened where Kobe threw a great extra pass there at the end, and I was open, and I made the shot.
You know what he's got a real knack for, Coach, is rebounding.
Yeah.
For his size, he's a really good rebounder.
No, he can get in there. He got I'm trying to think of what game that he got a really big rebound late in the game. And I just think that he just puts his nose in there. He's not afraid of contact, and I think that's a big thing. And I think the one thing is he's taken pride on defense. Because let's just granted, people in the SEC will look at him and be like, "Man, I'm just going to go on him."
Right.
And he's been able to get low, get leverage, get tough, and guard. And I think that's where I've seen him take the most pride is not getting trying to get people just to go at him on defense. He's really going at them on defense.
It is funny to watch. It's fun to watch because you see them. Sometimes they verbally will say it. As soon as Dayton comes in and he's guarding someone, they'll be like, "Give me the ball. I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to take the floppy-haired guy from Dale High School over here." And all of us know he's not that guy. He's not that guy. And it's funny to watch when you put them in the straitjacket a few times, their mind change about exactly what you are. They're going to learn eventually, but the first time through the conference, you're shocking some people, I think.
Eventually, yeah. I'll get that rep.
I want to talk about Jeremiah. Let's start with you, Dayton. Last two games, it seems like he's gotten back to non-conference Jeremiah form. You see that confidence in his eyes when he's out there.
Yeah, for sure. It started at Florida. He had a great game there. Obviously the game went how it went, but he continued. He gained his confidence, and he felt really good coming into last game, and it showed. I think he made pretty much every right play that he could have made the whole game against Mississippi State, and it showed. It worked out in the best for him, and it worked out in the best for us as a team.
I think I asked you this in a pregame interview, Coach, but after the LSU game and before the Florida game, did you guys have a talk or something? Because it seems like a light switch came on for him.
Yeah, we've watched film a lot, and we did it again. We watched some more film, but he was just pressing so much. And as a point guard, the ball's got to get where it needs to go when it needs to get to go. Like we just saw a clip of Sam. Sam had a great screen and roll, and the ball got to him when it was open. It wasn't over-dribbled. And sometimes when you're young, you over-dribble, and then your window of opportunity when your man is open is gone. Because and I think and then when he gets to the paint, he can get to the paint so easily, and not easily, but he can get to the paint easier than anybody on our team. And when he gets to the paint, when you leave your feet as a young guy, and all of a sudden you don't have anywhere to go. If the paint closes up, and you get there and you play off 2 feet, he draws attention, and when you play under 2 feet, you're still under control to make the pass. He had 12 points assisted off in the paint, 2 feet, kick out. He got Kobe on a 3. He got Jalen on a 3. He went stopped. You just saw it. Guy went up and he dropped it underneath. But when you go underneath and you leave your feet, you don't have that thing. And I think he's getting so much better at just not pressing and trying to. And here's what I said to him. This game was the most apparent game that he didn't look like he was trying to score all the time. And it was his second highest leading scorer.
Yeah.
And that's the way it usually works. He had 27. This is a crazy stat. Mike Houck, our esteemed sports information, just told me this just now, leaving practice. He said, since they've been doing Stat Tracker since 1996, he's one of 2 SEC players, regardless of age, to score 27 points, 10 rebounds, or 10 assists, 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
So
the second time it's been done
almost
in
30
SEC
years.
history.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me. I mean, and I thought he played the right way, and that's, older guys recognize that, I mean, if I'm not getting a couple shots earlier, there's a lot of time. And Jeremiah just started the game right away, spraying it, getting everybody, and then he got one. Then it came back again, and that changed us. That changed us, and that's what we're all excited about is building off that.
Between his 27 points and 10 assists, he accounted for 51 of OU's 93 points that were scored in the game. Dayton, let's give some love to another of your backcourt mates. Kobe Elvis has played really well the last couple of games too. Made 3 threes against Mississippi State. Yeah,
you can see him too. I think when we're all sharing the ball and we're all trusting each other, I think he's one of the best at doing that. I think, like Coach said, he's one of those point guards that's experienced, and he gets the ball where it needs to go, on time, on target, and he puts guys like me, guys like Bryce, and guys like Jeremiah all in great positions. And I think the rest of our team feeds off when he's playing really well.
A little bit of an adjustment you asked him to make in the middle of the conference season to going from the starting lineup to coming off the bench. Feels like maybe he's getting a little more comfortable with it now?
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought for him, defensively, for him I thought he had his best defensive game. I know Butler or I'm already on to Kentucky. Hubbard.
Yeah.
Hubbard got him backed up one time, hit a 3, and he looks right away, and he's like, and then from then on, I thought Kobe had his best defensive game of the year, and it's just the way it works. And he turns out he's making his shots, and it started with defense. And I think Kobe can really help us down the stretch.
Take a look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by the Trails Golf Club. Trails Golf Club of Norman, where you'll experience everything you love about golf and more. This is it, folks. 4 games to go in the regular season. Kentucky Wednesday night, then Saturday afternoon game at Ole Miss. Back home against Missouri the following week, and then you close out the regular season down against Bevo in Austin, and then we're off to the SEC tournament. So season went fast, Coach. We were just talking about
we have 4 quad 1 opportunities. Yeah. All 4 of those are quad 1, huge high wins that are opportunities for us.
Coach, it was great to see you guys get it done on Saturday. Cannot wait to Wednesday night, folks. By the way, SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey going to be in the house Wednesday night in the Lloyd Noble Center, as well as the Kentucky Wildcats. Going to be a lot of fun.
First
Coach.
time ever.
First time ever. Go get them. Dayton, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. We'll be back with Jenny Baranczyk.
Sooner Sports Talk is brought to you by Norman Hyundai, your premier Hyundai dealership for new and used cars. The best place to gear up for game day is shop.soonersports.com. The Sooner Sports Podcast is your all-access audio pass to Sooner Sports. Listen as Toby Rowland and Chris Plank talk all things Sooners. New episodes drop every day. Log on to Soonersports.com/podcast or search Sooner Sports Podcast in your favorite podcast provider. Presented by Allstate and Riverwind Casino. Orthodontics Exclusively is a proud sponsor of the Junior Captain of the Game. Junior Captain is the ultimate fan experience for children 6 to 12.
Let's keep the basketball talk going. Welcome back to Rudy's. This segment brought to you by the Riverwind Casino. Good times, great rewards. Jenny Baranczyk's won 5 games in a row. Please welcome the head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners.
I just hope you don't bring the bad luck, because we haven't seen you in a while, and so we
don't
hope
put that on me.
Well, you know what? Got to put it on somebody.
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of pressure now.
I'm glad to see you.
The trip to Florida. There's all kinds of pressure now on the trip to Florida. It's good to see you too. Congratulations. 21-6, 9-5 now in the conference. Team's playing great.
You know what?
In my opinion,
team's playing great. I mean, obviously, coaches, we're always supposed to find things, right? Yeah. And there's plenty of areas for us to grow. But I have really loved, I think we're getting better. And you could see really the Tuesday after we won a tough one at home against Auburn. Mm-hmm. And really, I think after that point, it's been a really cool shift. It's been a cool shift in our practices, in our locker room. Like, we've always been hungry. We've practiced well. I mean, obviously getting Reagan Beers back helps, right? When she's out, that's something that slightly helps. But but the chemistry, the leadership, the fun playing, I feel like has really been elevated, and I think you've seen that in games. I think our live learning. I've said this a lot of times, and so I'm sure people are sick of it. But you and I haven't talked about it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's been when we were kind of struggling. We had obviously brutal schedule in the SEC. The whole season is hard, right? And we know that. And you gotta learn new environments. You have to learn, and there's a lot of people.
But your
in these
first 5 or 6 games were incredibly tough in the SEC.
Yes. However, I think we did a great job of taking the film and then learning the next day. And I thought we did a nice job of that. And I think lately our team has done a nice job of being able to learn as the game has gone. And it took us a long time to do that.
In the middle of a game?
In the middle of a game.
Okay.
So I think we've made more adjustments. I think we've been able to, our third quarters have been pretty good as we've been able to come out. I think even most of the time, our second quarters are better than our first quarter. And so I think it's been, regardless of whether or not you have a hot start, sometimes you just come out and shots are flowing, or other team, their shot. I mean, you've seen it all the time. Your first quarter, the margin is so different because that's not really the game, right? You're just getting through kind of that first part of the game, and then the game starts.
Sure.
And honestly, I think we've just done a nice job of being able to learn more.
You brought up a very interesting point because, and this applies to all sports, there's a difference between taking coaching and applying it between games.
Right.
And doing it in the middle of a game.
Right.
Because not everybody can do that. I've heard coaches talk about before, sometimes when you're in the middle of a game, it's just there's too much. The crowd and the opponent, and you've gotten a bad call, and you're trying to concentrate on what coach is saying. But not all teams are capable of making adjustments effectively in the middle of a game. And it sounds like your team is.
Well, I think we're learning that.
Yeah.
I think we're learning to that, and I think we're understanding. I mean, even our conversations, one of the things that I can always tell when a team is really, really good is when timeouts are conversational and not one-sided.
Yeah.
It's not, here's what we need to do, and a coach is just talking. It's not the players just complaining about what's happening. It's a good conversation, and you can say, okay, here's what I'm seeing, and they're saying, here's what I'm feeling, and the truth is somewhere in the middle, right? And so you try to really navigate that space, and I think our team is adjusting and understanding more of what's happening, because sometimes you can't see what's behind you, right? But you know something's coming, and but you can't articulate exactly what's happening, or you know that you're doing your job. If you're in a zone defense, you know you're doing your job, or you're not understanding where the next rotation's coming from and what's happening. And I think those are the things that I've really appreciated about this group. I feel like we're really trying to learn. And sometimes we talk about, you talk about adjustments, game time adjustments, and people always say that. Do you make adjustments at halftime? Really, how much can you really do at halftime? But also, we always act like it's the coach that's making the adjustments. And although there's times as coaches, we've got to change your ball screen coverage or what you're doing with screens or different things that you need to look for on the offensive end. But I love that. I think where we're at right now is it's our players that are really trying to make those adjustments.
Really? Yeah. Who's it strikes me as a Peyton Verhulst.
Yeah, I think Peyton is definitely one that can speak up and she can feel. I think Sahara Williams has really stepped up. And I really like the way that our seniors are speaking up right now. I think Skylar Vann, I think she's really coming into her own right now. It's been fun to be able to really watch that. I think Lexi Keys defensively has just done a phenomenal job. But I even love, I probably should just go down the entire roster, but this team is so unique that it's not just the people that you would expect. It's not just the people that score the most points or that have the most minutes. It's really everybody. And it's been this season has been one. I mean, obviously you're not going down memory lane yet. You got a lot of basketball left, but at the same time, it's been fun to watch this team grow together.
You got 2 games left in the regular season. I know. This is it for the week. One brilliant coaching decision you made recently is unleashing Reagan Beers, the three-point specialist. On the rest of the SEC. She's unbelievable right now.
She is. She is.
You hid it from everyone for 20 games and then surprise.
Yesterday I'm in the post game at Arkansas, right? And so there was different media asking different questions, and this younger gentleman asks me basically about Reagan's threes, and he said, was your game plan to come in and have her step up and make a couple threes at the beginning of the game so that it really opened up the paint?
Yeah. Brilliant.
Honestly, I told him I should have told our team that making every shot will really open up a lot of things.
Sure.
That would have been a much better coaching decision. But and then you go to what comes first, right? If you score in the paint, then your threes are open. If your threes are open, then you can score in the paint. But I love that she took them when she took them. So it wasn't like you're up by a lot, so you're feeling good and you're comfortable. She just stepped up and she took what they're giving her. And I
out of the gate, she's like, here's what we're doing today. I'm Steve Alford.
I think she's so far from Steve Alford. I don't even know where'd you get Steve Alford?
He was the great shooter of my childhood. That's where that came from.
I got you, the Indiana
I should have chosen an Oklahoma Sooner.
He coached at Iowa when I played.
Yeah, okay.
And so
I went to his high school.
He's not a reference that I usually use.
I went to his high school in Indiana, so that's
wonderful.
We share a Steve Alford reference together.
There we go.
30 points in
He would be so proud.
Yeah, hey Steve. 30 points in back-to-back games. For that, Reagan today named the Naismith National Player of the Week in college basketball. Pretty big.
That is pretty big. That is pretty big. I mean, especially with the performances that we're seeing in our league.
Right.
I mean, we've had incredible. I mean, do you know how good some of the women are in this league?
Yeah.
I mean, it is unreal. And you can
Vanderbilt
watch.
freshman the other day.
She's phenomenal.
Unbelievable
She's
player.
phenomenal. She's phenomenal. She really is. And, you don't know a team. You can watch a team. You can see a team. But until you really study them from a scouting perspective and then you play them live, you don't understand the presence, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like when you go into a place, you can look at South Carolina and you can be like, yeah, there's 18,000, and then you're there and you're like, oh yeah, there's 18,000, right? I mean, It's different. It's different. Yeah. And so, but I really feel like Michaela Blakes, I feel like she is, man, she's special. Yeah. But we have so many guards in our league that you can tell are going to be, future pros and even future Olympians at that.
Let's go back. 2 wins this week. Speaking of Vanderbilt, let's take a look at some of the highlights from that game. You got a 20-point victory. She went for 37, but that was
34.
What? 34.
But she was coming off
53.
55.
She held her.
She not only had a 53-point game, she then had a couple games and then followed up with a 55-point game.
Freshman,
that doesn't happen.
No.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. No, she's special. She's very special.
You won this game by 20, though, and this was a fun basketball game to watch, 101-81.
It really was. And the beginning of that third quarter, you come out and it was a good game at the half, but the third quarter you come out and both teams are, match point. It's going back and forth, and obviously everyone's yelling at their team to guard better, but you also got to see some players making some plays, and then we really went on a fun run at the end of that third quarter. But I think that thing that you can see and you can see here is even though you just talked about Reagan having a 30-point game, I thought she did phenomenal, and she's finding a variety of ways of scoring. But we've had really good balance. We've had 5 people in double figures in both games, and knocking on the door of 6 and 7. We had a couple 9s. So it's I love the way that we're sharing the basketball. We're coming off a game of 27 assists to only 14 turnovers. So we're that's been a thing. But we're definitely going to get tested again on Thursday. I can promise you that.
I got it. This question comes with a trigger warning.
Yep, that's right.
Based on her games this week. Because my opinion all year is that they can't figure out how to officiate Reagan Beers. Because of how she plays and stuff, the officials can't. She gets fouls she shouldn't be getting because of her size and stuff. Do you feel like maybe they finally figured out how to officiate Reagan Beers? It feels like this week maybe she's – no.
I don't know how to.
Or do you disagree with the premise of that question?
No, I don't.
And you're going to get fined if you answer it.
I don't. A little bit of B. But also, I think it's here's where I'll go, and you can kind of tell where I'm coming from. A year ago, we were in the Big 12 where they had centers that were just dominant and are still dominant in the game, and we didn't have that. You're missing Liz, and so we were more guard oriented. And so there were every game that you're playing against somebody, you're double teaming. Some people we'd have to triple team. Some people, you're playing percentages, you're game planning, you're constantly trying to strategize and then trying to.
A lot of great posts.
To figure that out. There were so many great centers in that league and dominant scoring centers, right? Not just good centers, but like the focal point of offenses. And
this year?
Physical. This year, it's a little bit different.
Right.
And so I have been interested that she's had so many offensive fouls with single coverage.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. No, she's unique. She's a unique player in the SEC, and I think it's taken them a while to figure out how to officiate.
But I don't know if it's game plan in the certain games that we've played, or if it's actually just the officiating. Like I don't know. I think it's actually more of the game planning. And so now here's what I will tell you. And, and I really do, I'm proud of the way that we've had to evolve with all of the world is evolving, right? Especially in our world of college athletics. So, I mean, you name it, but what we've really tried to dive into, because we're more of a professional organization right now. And so we've really had to dive into player development. So we have more metrics now. There's more data that they wear in terms of their training.
Right.
And so you have all this information now, and you can see how much better she's gotten as time has gone on. She's changing her body, her mobility's better, her ability, even at the beginning of the season, she would, set a screen and it wasn't like stop and then go. It could kind of be stop for a second, and then you would allow that kind of bump to happen. That I can see where that would be a difficult call. But now I feel like she has so much better. Her mobility's better. She's stronger. She can go longer. Her endurance is better.
Yeah.
You're starting to really see where she can go. And, we're lucky we get another about 14 months with her, right? 15 months with her. I love her attitude. I love everything about her. So I think that's all caught up? I don't know. I think she's changed. I think she's evolving. And then I also think there's certain ways that people game plan.
I
can't get fined with that.
I think we answered. I think that was a very interesting topic we brought up, and neither one of us are going to get in trouble from the commissioner. I think we did a good job with that answer.
Well,
I think so.
Stop talking about him. Don't tell anybody else he's coming, and then we're good.
We'll take a break. We'll take a break. More with Jennie Baranczyk next. Stay with us.
We want to thank all of our Sooner Radio Network affiliates across the state and region. Fans can check out Soonersports.com for an affiliate in your area. And if you're traveling outside the state of Oklahoma, you can listen to all the action on either SiriusXM Radio or download the Varsity Network app and listen free. Oklahoma Buick GMC dealers. See your Oklahoma Buick GMC dealer.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This segment brought to you by Pike Pass. Make it home safe, Oklahoma. And we have a special guest joining us now. This is Hope. Would you like to introduce everybody to Hope Baranczyk?
This is Hope Baranczyk. Yep. So she ran up here, and last time she was up here, she froze a little with Plank. But you know how Plank is.
He can be very intimidating.
So much energy.
I'm much nicer than Chris Plank is, so we're gonna get along great.
Yeah. So
this is
who you listen to on the radio every morning. Remember, you wanted to call in this morning. That's what Scott told me. Didn't you want to call in and ask? You were asking questions, or you had the phone lines open?
Always, yeah.
Oh, always.
Especially for Hope Baranczyk.
Yeah.
Anytime you'd like to call in and go on the air, we'll put you right on the air, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think you'd ask?
Yeah. What question's at the front of your mind tonight, Hope?
Like to my mom?
Yeah, to your mom. What question would you like to ask your mom right now?
Why did you play basketball?
Great question.
Oh,
Great
why did I
question.
play basketball? That is a good question, and I was a little nervous about that question. But, I'll tell you, I loved it. I had an older sister that played. My dad coached. I used to be on her practice squad when I was in second grade. You're in first grade, but I started when I was in second grade, and I played. It's funny because I'm not that old, right?
No.
So I'm so young still.
Mid-20s.
And that's right. I had another 29th birthday. In fact, I've moved it to 39 now, which is kind of, but I played with all boys.
Uh-huh.
So they didn't even have opportunities for girls leagues. And so now I get to watch them go and play, and it's really cool to watch all these little girls just fall in love with this game. So I'm really proud of that, but I just fell in love with playing.
Hope, do you play basketball?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's your team's name?
The Owls.
The Owls. That's a cool name. Yeah.
Yeah, she called me the other day. So I had a birthday over the weekend, and what did you tell me? Because your team was down, so what happened?
Then, so, at the last second, we could, go all over the court.
Right.
Press.
And then,
Yeah.
Yep.
and then, you could, guard the person they're passing to because they're on the other side of the court.
Right.
So then they kept, every time, threw it too hard, so then my team just kept getting it
Nice.
and then making it.
You know, the
and
full
then we
court
won.
pressure just rattled them, didn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
she called me to say, I knew you would want me to win on your birthday. So that was
Nice.
my gift.
Way to go,
Was
Hope.
her.
Way to go, Hope.
They won their first game. So they don't-
Fantastic.
Wasn't my first.
Second. Sorry.
Congratulations
Way
to
off.
the Owls, and we wish them the best of luck
That's right.
the rest of the season. Let's take a look at upcoming schedule brought to you by the Trails Golf Club in Norman. 2 games to go in the regular season. You're going to Florida Thursday, and then next Sunday, it's the Crimson and Cream and the Crimson Tide in the LNC to wrap up the season.
I know, it's just so hard to believe that it's already this time of year. I mean, it just really is. But I'll tell you, Florida's a really good team. They're a young team. They have a lot of young talent that is phenomenal, just like every team that we've played, to be honest. And they've been in some really close games, and they just lost yesterday to Tennessee at home, and it was a close game. So we definitely need to be ready. And then I just really hope that we fill the stands on Sunday. You know, Alabama's a great team. We know that. And I know our team's going to give you everything they have. What I would love to be able to do is fill it for that senior class that stayed. And, you know, we have five fifth-year seniors that came back and have done some really special things. I mean, you think about where they started. They've won a couple conference championships. Obviously, we're not done yet. Transitioned from a Big 12 to the SEC. Just a really special class that we need to honor. And so I just really hope that we fill the stands for them.
Hope's question, by the way, was our Rudy's question of the night tonight. The best in Texas barbecue, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Hope, thank you for being on the show with us tonight. Good luck to the Owls the rest of the year. Coach Baranczyk, good luck to the Sooners the rest of the year as well. Jenny Baranczyk,
Boomer, you're
Hope
the best.
Baranczyk. We'll wrap it up next.
Thank you to our Cornerstone television partners, OU Health, OG&E, Fowler Auto Group, and Coca-Cola.
All right, that was a fun show tonight. Final segment brought to you by your Oklahoma Buick GMC dealers. So here's what's coming up this week. Baseball starting on Tuesday. That's tomorrow. They're going to play 5 home games this week. Into all the rankings, almost all the rankings this week. They're 6-0. So Texas Southern for them coming up at 4 o'clock on Tuesday at Mitchell Park. Men's basketball Wednesday night against Kentucky. First ever visit for Big Blue Nation to Norman. And the women are on the road Thursday night at Florida. And we'll be right back here next Monday at Rudy's. We'll see you then. Boomer Sooner, everybody.
Live at Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. Sooner Sports Talk has been brought to you by Dos Equis, official import beer of OU Athletics. Go for Dos. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Sooner Sports Network.